What's going on, riders and new riders? We're here at Independence Harley-Davidson, and today we're going to be talking about one of the most comfortable Harley-Davidsons, in my opinion, the Heritage Softail.
Infinit Ryda.
What's going on, riders? Let's hear that initial crank up sound. There we go. All right, riders and new riders, we are leaving Independence Harley-Davidson, and today we are going to be talking about one of the Harley-Davidson touring models, which in my opinion is one of the most comfortable Harley-Davidsons. Now again, that's an opinion. Some people are going to think other bikes are more comfortable, but in my opinion, I feel like this is one of the most comfortable Harley-Davidsons. We're talking about the Heritage Softail. So before we get on the road, I'm going to go over a few specs. The Heritage comes in a 107 motor, putting out 109 foot-pounds of torque, as well as a 114 motor, putting out 119 foot-pounds of torque. So we're going to go over a few things here in this video today. We're going to be talking about some of the ergonomics of this bike, how the bike handles the road, and we're also going to be discussing, is this a good option for a newer rider? We're also going to go over some of the styling points, as well as the comfort of this bike, which I feel is this bike's strong point. Definitely the comfort of it. So right now we're going to talk a little bit about the handling of the bike, since we're on these here mini twisties. The bike handles these curves just as well as any of the other motorcycles. The only difference you got here is this is going to be a little bit more comfortable, and again, it's a touring model, but when it comes to the curves, it handles the road tremendously well. This one actually feels pretty good in the curves, to be honest with you. Now, the Heritage is going to come with an upright seating position. It does have floorboards, which I'm a big fan of floorboards. I feel like the ability to adjust your feet, especially if you plan on doing some really long rides, the floorboards are definitely going to help with the comfort factor. Now let's give a little bit of a size comparison. As you can see here, Lauren is 5'2", and she sits comfortable on the bike, her feet resting on the floorboards. And again, this motorcycle is going to have an upright seating position, which is extremely comfortable. Definitely if you plan on doing some longer rides, some touring, as the bike is classified under the touring models. If you're planning on going on some 8-hour road trips, some 6-hour road trips, this is going to be an excellent option for that. And the Heritage is going to come with those amenities for you to be able to do some more extended rides, such as you have the saddlebag, which are a hard saddlebag, but it does have that leather look to it, but it is a hard saddlebag. The previous models used to come with a soft saddlebag, but this one does come with the rigid saddlebag, and these are locking saddlebags on the unit, so you can put some of your important things in there. So like if you're going on a road trip and you're like myself, if you're a motovlogger or a photographer or something like that, in one of the bags, you'd feel confident to put your camera, your laptop things in there and lock the bag up. The bike also comes ready for 2-up riding. You're going to have a passenger pillion, as well as your passenger foot pegs already installed on the unit. And because this is a touring model and you're going to be doing some highway riding and some longer rides, it does come with a fork mounted windscreen to help reduce some of that wind fatigue, so that way the wind's not just smacking you in the face and in the chest the entire time. Now the unit I'm on does have the windscreen chopped slightly. It looks like the individual chopped this windscreen down a little bit. The stock one from the factory is going to have a full rounded windscreen on it. And you do get quite a few comfort features on this bike. You're going to get a cruise control, which is right here where my thumb is. You also got your hazard lights. You got ABS braking, as well as it's on the Softail frame, so it's going to give you a tremendously comfortable ride, a very soft plush ride. Let's see how she handles the roundabout here. All right, bike leans over pretty good in the roundabout. Actually leans over no problem. I didn't even feel the weight on that. That's another thing I constantly stress. Once a bike is moving, as long as you know how to maneuver it, you don't really feel the weight of the bike. But let's get back to talking about her here. So this bike is going to be one of Harley-Davidson's motorcycles that has that classic styling. You do have LED front headlights, but it does still have that very classic look, that traditional Harley-Davidson look. And it does come in multiple colors, and there's a lot of different styles, and you got different options for this unit, such as the 107 and the 114 motor. And I've ridden this bike a few times, and I'll have to say, out of all the bikes I've ridden, this one gives you one of the most comfortable rides. I'm not sure what Harley did to make it ride like that, but it's an extremely comfortable ride. One of the good things about this bike is that its comfort and classic styling does not take away from the performance of the unit at all. It's still an amazing performing motorcycle. You got that big V-twin motor in there that's going to put out the power whenever you need it and when you're ready to deliver it. All right, let's have a little fun. Let's go into this corner. Not too hot, but hot enough. Oh, that's not a real corner. That's not a real corner. So let's talk about the throttle on this unit a little bit here. It's going to be a smooth roll on, I'd say. It's not extremely aggressive. So when you twist the throttle, that's a good thing for a new rider, to be honest. When you twist the throttle, it's not going to just throw you back in your seat immediately. You got to roll on that throttle for that power to come out completely, which is an excellent thing for a new rider, especially a newer rider looking to get out there on the road, you know. That's why some of us get a motorcycle. We want to get out there on the open road and have a good time, take some trips, explore, see the scenery. Because you have never seen the beauty of nature, and you have never seen scenery until you've seen it from the cockpit of a motorcycle, until you've seen it from this view. This is when you actually get to see the world. Oh, here we go. Let's take this corner. There we go. Feels good. Feels real good in that corner. Now, so as you can see, when you lean the bike over, it's not intimidating at all. Not one bit. And that's because Harley balanced this bike tremendously well. It's designed with quality, and it's the balance on it, the way the bike's balanced, just works. Because you can go into the corners, you can go in a straight line, and you're not feeling the weight of this bike. I'm not feeling the weight at all. So who is this bike going to be for? It's going to be for one of those riders who got into riding knowing that they want to do some longer trips. They want to go exploring. They want to see the world from a motorcycle. This is a great option for you because you're able to pack up some luggage. You're able to pack a small to-go bag. You're able to put your camera and your gear in one of the bags, lock those bags up, and hit the road and have a good time. Well, let's test out the braking really quickly here. Again, the unit comes with ABS braking, so we're pretty sure the braking's going to be solid. And as I expected, the braking is solid. It's not too squishy. You just give it a nice firm squeeze and a nice press on the rear brakes, and you're going to get some really good braking action out of here. That V-twin motor is going to put out a really good sound, especially once you put some pipes on here. I think this one has some Vance and Hines pipes on it, and I'm loving the rumble that's coming out of it. Because again, I like a bike that rumbles. Me sitting here, I'm sitting in the upright position, and I'm extremely comfortable, and I feel like I could stay on this bike all day, literally all day, when some of the guys I ride with want to go out for those longer rides, I mean, I can go out on my Sportster for maybe an hour or two, but I'm gonna need to stretch at some point. On this, I feel like I could take this for a good 3-4 hours without having to get out of the saddle. The seat is extremely plush. It feels like you're sitting on a comfortable plush couch or a sofa. It's just an amazing ride and extremely comfortable. So what we're going to do up here is we're going to test out the performance. But before we do that, I want to talk to my newer riders. If you're one of those newer riders who you want to get out, you want to do some exploring, you want to go on some longer road trips, this is an excellent option to consider, especially if you like the classic styling of this bike. If you like that classic Harley-Davidson look and you want to go do some longer rides, go cross country, go camping, this is a perfect option because you, as well as your passenger, are going to be extremely comfortable on this bike because the stock seat it comes with is extremely plush and very, very comfortable. I'm gonna pull over here, let some cars go past so I can do a performance test. The performance test, as I always state, is not for someone who has just started riding. The performance test is more for you once you become comfortable with your motorcycle and you want to get out and have a little bit of fun. So I'm going to pull out here, turn that blinker off real quick, and we're just going to roll on to see what she does and see what kind of power she puts out. All right. So the bike does not lack in power, as I stated. Of course, I didn't floor it or get ridiculous. I just wanted to feel that power come out of the unit. But the bike has plenty of power, especially being that it comes with that powerful V-twin in it. But the way the power is delivered isn't going to be that intimidating for a newer rider, an older rider, or someone who just wants a nice, comfortable, smooth ride without a lot of throw you back in the seat type of torque. But if you do want this thing to throw you back in the seat, it will do that. You just have to roll on a little bit more. So let's see how she handles these curves up here. I'm loving the windscreen reducing some of that wind smacking me. There we go. She handles the curves amazingly. And again, when you're on that Softail frame, you're going to get a very responsive motorcycle. I feel like the Heritage would be a great option for someone that got into motorcycling. As I stated a little while ago, they got into motorcycling to do some touring, to do some road trips, to get out here and see the world from the seat of a motorcycle. It doesn't get too much more comfortable than this bike, I'll be honest with you. And again, you're going to have all the same amenities that some of the other bikes had, with your features as far as your tachometer and everything. You're going to get your miles on the bike. You're going to get a trip A, a trip B. You also got a gas gauge down there. You're going to get a gear indicator. You're also going to get a digital readout of how many miles are left to this tank of gas, which is great, especially if you plan on doing some longer touring. You get a clock on there, and you also got an RPM gauge. So it's going to give you everything you need for you to go take some longer road trips. And the biggest thing it's going to give you is that comfort factor. So if you just got your endorsement and you're one of those individuals who wants to take some longer road trips, definitely swing into a local Harley-Davidson dealership and take one of these babies for a demo. If you're in the Charlotte area, swing by Independence Harley-Davidson, so that way we can take you out on a demo and let you see what this Heritage is all about. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell notification, so that way you can be notified when I put up more videos similar to this. Check out the playlist over to the left. It's going to have Harley-Davidson for new riders in there, a bunch of other videos for y'all to check out. But it's your boy Infinit Ryda signing out. Y'all stay safe, be blessed, and get out there on two wheels, people. Love you. Deuces.